Donald Trump just had a super spreader event here again. They're spending more than just coronavirus. He's spreading division and discord.
And 5 days from now, we are going to win Florida. We are going to win 4 more years in the White House.
There you've got the president and the former vice president holding dueling campaign events in Florida yesterday, as Republicans seem to be tightening the gap on Democrats' early voting lead in Florida. So what's the Republican strategy for the Sunshine State over the next 4 days? Let's talk to RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, who joins us from Michigan. Ronna, good morning to you.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Good to have you. We'll talk about Michigan in a moment, but as we look at the polling down in Florida, what do you see going on with your internals?
Every day we've been winning early vote. We're seeing very high turnout with Republicans. This is not unexpected, Steve. Republicans were waiting to vote in person. They didn't want to send in their absentee ballots. So now as early vote starting across the country, we're seeing strong turnout for Republicans.
Sure. And that number, we're almost to 80 million people who have already voted, which is jaw-dropping. But while they've done that, what you are really counting on is all these hundreds of thousands of people that the Republicans over the last 4 years have signed up to vote. You really need them to show up by Tuesday.
We do, and that's why having the largest ground game in history. We're now at 3,000 staff on the ground with 2.5 million volunteers that the RNC has deployed across the country. It is bigger than the Obama ground game in 2012, and that's going to be a huge difference maker. And we're heading into this weekend where they'll be working nonstop to turn out those voters that we know we still need to win the election in these battleground states.
Sure. And I know I mentioned you're in Michigan. John James is running a strong campaign for the U.S. Senate. What is the strategy right now, what you can tell us publicly, about how you hold on to the Senate and try to build momentum in the House?
Well, certainly in a lot of these states, these senators are benefited by the president, Martha McSally, Joni Ernst. He is running so strong in those states that talking about the economy, talking about coming out of this pandemic, the 33% GDP, the 11.4 million jobs that have been added, the fact that we're on track to a vaccine, policy does matter. And as you hear Democrats talk about raising taxes and stacking the Supreme Court, and also the censorship we're seeing from the media, I think a lot of Americans are really frightened right now about the Democrat Party leading us to socialism and losing free speech and losing our checks and balances. And President Trump is leading us to prosperity. So the choice is really clear, and it helps every candidate.
It sounds like you are cautiously optimistic, but you need people on your side to go to the polls between now and Tuesday.
Yeah, everyone's got to get out. I mean, it's going to be a close election. Laws have been changed all over the country by activist Democrat legislators and governors, election laws. So we don't know what that's going to do. So we need a bigger turnout to make sure we can overcome any shenanigans we see in these states. And so everybody has to get out and vote. When I go to a rally, I say, talk to your friends, your family, the people you go to church with. We got to turn out our vote.
Turn it into a party and go do it socially distanced, of course. All right,
exactly.
Ronna, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.